Hey, hey, happy Monday, guys. It is Monday's market update, and I'm super, super excited to be on. I'm sure you're probably like, what's going on? You look pretty tired. I am. I have been moving. And needless to say, I'm so thankful that David, our commercial real estate agent, my go-to preferred lender, not lender. Jesus, hold on, guys. Y'all are talking way too loud. Can y'all go?
Yes.
Can y'all go? Thank you. I'm on live, so they can hear y'all. Sorry, I have guests here helping me move. But sorry, my favorite commercial realtor is here to give us an update on all commercial things. Sorry, we had to do a little rewind because I totally said
Mhm.
lender. But David, will you jump on and tell us a little bit about you? If you've been on my channel, you've seen him. He comes on once a month and gives us a commercial update. And today we're going to talk about retail properties, but tell them how they
Yes.
can find you and all the things.
Yes. Good afternoon, Kara. I know after a tough day, you probably need some retail therapy. So we'll be talking about that today, right?
Yes, I do.
Yes. So, I work with Kara. I'm part of KW Commercial, and we are alongside the retail team, excuse me, the residential team. We have about 3,000 commercial brokers within Keller Williams. So we're much more known as a residential brokerage, but in like 160,000 residential brokers and about 3,000 commercial. So my team works on all different properties, multifamily, retail, industrial, medical office, various things, raw land for development. So would love to talk to any of you. You can find me through Kara or 972-679-9845 is my number. Once again, 972-679-9845, or ping Kara. She can always forward information to me. But what we're going to talk to today is retail properties. I'm sure you're all very familiar with them if you shop at all. Retail properties would be anything from a strip center to a mall, standalone restaurants, McDonald's, etc. What they call grocery anchored centers, department stores, anywhere you shop or eat or bank or probably get your car worked on, anything like that is considered a retail property. Dallas has a very large range of retail properties, to the real luxurious stuff in the Park Cities, maybe Legacy West, Galleria, down to dollar stores, reuse, what do you call that stuff, thrift stores, etc. So we've got a very healthy retail market here in Dallas Fort Worth. There's been a lot of investment in the older parts of town that are now pretty hot. So think about places like the Design District, Bishop Arts, that 10 years or so ago were more just warehouse, industrial type areas, and have now become real hot for restaurant, retail, boutiques, art galleries, things like that. So Dallas is a very healthy market, and we continue to see a lot of demand for this space here, and also a lot of investment. So good news, bad news. It's really hot, it's booming, but it's tight, the market, and I'll talk a little bit about that.
Okay. And I'm sure too, when it comes to the retail space, I like the fact that you said that the older part of town, which back in the day people didn't even want, and now everyone wants more of that
Mhm.
prime location for retail. So, kind of walk us into what that market's looking like. Are people? Because I know last time would you say malls are retail too? Right?
Yes. Yes, malls are retail. They've gone through a lot of changes, malls.
Yeah, because I was
Um,
like foreclosures. I know have been kind of a big thing for
yeah.
malls and things to that extent.
So you see malls across the country, some of which are even getting torn down. In Dallas area, you've got North Park that's really rock solid. The Galleria, actually, you can't tell from the outside, but it's got some real challenges just regarding the debt on it, things like that. I was just up at Willow Bend up on the tollway. They're putting a lot of money into that mall, and it put I'll call it a food court, but it's outside, like a food plaza, let's say, and they have probably 8 new restaurants there. So what you're seeing is the old way of running a closed mall is just changing. They have now more open air malls, outdoor malls, which to me, living in Texas, I don't know why you wouldn't prefer an air conditioned interior mall but I'm not the market, And if you're in Chicago or Minneapolis, that seems like a great thing, an enclosed mall. But the market has really moved more to these open air malls, and they're really doing well. And the other one is Collin Creek up in Plano on the 75 side. They're not tearing it all down, but they're tearing a lot of it down. So I think the key to those is the location's great. They just got very outdated. So they're typically near good neighborhoods, good household income, things like that. So what you're seeing overall is, you may remember 3, 4, 5 years ago, retail was dead. We thought Amazon was going to take over everything. And this may have been 8 years ago. But what we're seeing is good retail centers are still thriving. So they have what they call neighborhood centers or experience centers. So the key is that, the things you may buy every day or often are still going to go through Amazon or an online type vendor. But things that you just can't do on Amazon, nail salons, spas, gyms, automotive, those kinds of things are still real hot. Grocery stores, most people get their groceries, I think, still at a store. So retail is still,
at least.
Yeah, for now. So I think for right now, the neighborhood centers are really good. They're busy. What you have is the grocery anchored stores. And you'll a lot to see a Kroger, an Albertsons, a Tom Thumb with X number of stores on the side. Those are very strong because people go to the grocery store and then go shopping to other things. The other thing you'll see around town in Dallas that I'm real impressed with is these renovated centers that were really tired and worn out, and the smart money came in and I'll say fixed them up, and they're really doing well. One is, I don't know if you know, Walnut Hill at 75. That one is really doing well. It was pretty tired before. And then there's one at Hillcrest and Beltline or Arapahoe that was really kind of tired. There's one at Coit and Beltline called Pepper Square. I don't know if you've seen that one, but it's still got tenants, but it just has that very dated, I don't know, maybe 80s, 90s look, whatever. But what they want to do is put apartments in to increase their cash flow, and the neighbors are really fighting it. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens on something like that. But the good news is, in a good neighborhood, people are coming in and fixing up the retail and getting better tenants and moving forward. So I think Dallas is such a vibrant market that we don't have bad problems. The one that's kind of a mystery is Valley View Mall. I don't know if you ever saw that, but man, that place went way down. They had crime, they had homeless people in there.
Yes, it was almost like they were trying to squat the mall for a little bit. And I was wondering if they were going to succeed at that, because it's been closed for a while. And I know at one point in time they had like Midtown. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, keep talking, keep going.
I was going to say, I know at one point in time they were going to call it that area Midtown, and then they were going to do like retail on the bottom and commercial retail on the bottom, and then residential on top, and then nothing has really transpired. So
I do not know. I keep track of a lot of the news, and I know some of the people that are in charge of that, that property, and I do not know why that thing has not been able to be developed. It is such a great location. And I think it will, but it just, is sitting there vacant. Another exciting retail location is Grandscape. Have you been up there, up on 121 in the Colony?
Love Grandscape.
Yeah, that is booming, man. That is.
They just added where you can do, where's like the 3D? I don't know if you've seen the big 3D where you can go in. It feels like the Wind Sphere. Is it Wind Sphere? No, maybe it's not the Wind Sphere.
You're talking about the Cosm?
I think that's what it is, where it feels like it's like you're in the game.
Yes, I went to the Cosm a week ago and saw the Notre Dame Texas A&M game. Sorry, Aggies. But anyway, it is very interesting. It's like an IMAX theater for football and other sports. They're going to have the Mavericks and all, but they've got that. What Shields is just a giant sporting goods store there. They've got Tigerwood Golf, so that's all anchored by that Nebraska Furniture Mart, which is just a huge opportunity. I heard Warren Buffett, poor guy's going to probably make another $1 billion, but he did it and I didn't. So yeah. So like I say, the Amazon effect was really seen as changing the market, and I think it did. But what's happened is just you've seen retail investors and retail stores really adapt and do what they do best. So it's definitely happened. But in retail across the Metroplex, we're at about single-digit vacancy. So 5-7% depending on your market. So if you're looking for space for your new store, your restaurant, it's tight, but it's doable, but it's definitely tight out there. One thing that Amazon and Walmart.com and all have caused is what they call omni-channel. That's where you may go shop in the store and order online, or order online and pick it up at the store, things like that. I was over at my little UPS store in my neighborhood, and they told me 70% of their business now is Amazon returns. So kind of interesting. I don't know if they like that or not, but anyway.
70%? That's crazy.
In my neighborhood, yeah, 70%. So, and I know I go to Whole Foods a lot for returns, and it's so easy.
Me too.
You just get the little QR code and boom. And,
Like, send it back.
there are companies that are now buying that and remarketing it. So there's a whole new retail channel of just buying returned stuff from Amazon and Walmart. It's a huge business.
And what I hear you saying too, David, is basically that we all need to be very open for change. Like, we know that AI, the robots are here and stuff, but even in the commercial space, like, grocery stores and, UPS, there's going to be things that you have to do differently in the commercial space, especially in the retail space, that you once never even thought you needed, or even thought that would be a business plan of buying return things from Amazon. But
it's amazing.
I just think that we're in a period of time where a lot of pivoting is going on. And if you are wanting to get into the commercial space, I do think that there's opportunity. You said it's competitive. So especially for retail, you just need to make sure that you have something that if it's trendy enough to be able to keep you in business. And then even if you pivot, you would still be able to obtain that cash flow. That's what I kind of hear you saying.
Yeah, there's opportunity out there. I mean, you've got the big players, Walmart, Target, and Amazon really fighting it out for that giant space. But there's also been closures at some places that maybe there's opportunity. The children's space closed a lot of stores. Bath and Body Works, Bed Bath & Beyond, Tuesday Morning, The Gap, Party City. These are companies, like you talk about change, that just didn't. Some of them are totally closed, and some of them just closed a lot of their stores. So you're seeing a big change. One thing that to me is interesting or a little scary is that the challenges of the drugstores. I don't know if you've seen, Walgreens is closing 94 stores. CVS is closing some stores. Yeah. And when you, as a landlord, you look, I think Walgreens is just a solid gold tenant, right?
Yeah.
They would sign typically 10-year leases with like 3 10-year extensions. So they're planning to be there for 40 years, something like that. But what's happened is a lot of online buying of drugs, and then also the crime has hurt those. And it's, scary. You go in there, they've got a bunch of the stuff behind plastic locked cabinets or sheets, so it's scary.
Oh, so people were stealing, like robbing, like that
Walmart,
area?
Walgreens.
Just taking. Which one?
Well, I think just grabbing stuff, and they've got a lot of video surveillance, and they're doing good things, but it's things you wouldn't think people would steal. But and then grocery stores are doing well, of course. It's interesting. Kroger and Albertsons are trying to merge. I don't know if you've been following that.
I haven't.
Well, they say it will make them more competitive in this online world. But the people against it are saying, hey, groceries are already expensive enough. We need more competition. So who knows? They do estimate if they merge, it will probably eliminate 26 stores in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, over 1 million square feet of retail. So I don't know, but that one's way up at the Federal Trade Commission. The courts are looking at that. So anyway, it's an interesting market. But recently, like I say, demand has outpaced supply for about 10 years. The analysts think we're going back to normal, but we've been at about 4.5% rent growth. They think we're going back to 3%. But like I say, single digit type vacancies. So it's pretty tight.
Okay. Well, that just means that people are holding on to a
Yeah.
certain extent in certain areas.
Yeah.
Target, Walmart, and Amazon are kind of the forefronters. And
Mhm.
then, there's going to be a lot more merging to be able to keep some businesses together. There
I
has
think
been,
so.
like you said, the Gap, like all those other stores, even restaurants. I remember seeing like all these restaurants being shut down. I just think that we're going into a different era,
Mhm.
and it is very interesting of like what type of business you can do in retail now.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I am excited, guys. If you have any questions for David, I will have his information below in the description if you're on YouTube. So if you're not on YouTube, make sure you go to YouTube to get his information. And then David, if you want, go ahead and tell them one more time how they can contact you, your number, and then
Yes.
what on any social media platforms.
Yeah, it's 972-679-9845. I'm mainly on LinkedIn for business, David Dunaway with one N, Dunaway, but also on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And certainly, like I said, Keyra and I talk often, so she'd be a great way to reach me. But we work with retail clients, so if you are looking to open a store, a restaurant, etc., let me know. Let Keyra know. It's tight, but there is space out there. One thing I would say is make sure you get your numbers accurate. We've had several tenants lately that had real sticker shock when they saw what the lease cost was, and also what they call tenant improvements, meaning to get the space up to your standards. So it can be pretty pricey, but there's great locations out there, and some just
And we're
Dallas.
here to help.
Yes, we are.
Yes, so I do mostly residential, but I refer everything commercial to David. So he definitely is one of my go-tos when it comes to commercial. So if y'all have any questions, I'm here to vouch for him. Reach out to him. He is a wealth of knowledge, and he wants to help you if you're really looking into getting into the commercial space. So thank you, David. I'm sure we'll have you next month. What do you think? What do you want to talk about next month? Or are you going to just let me know?
Well, we're going to talk about development,
Okay.
buying land, building, and that's just super hot also. But, do you want to build your own store, build your own warehouse? What do you do there? So we'll talk a little bit about that.
I'm excited. I actually just got one of my dad's best friend. She has like over 80 acres of land, and it's undeveloped, and she's wanting to do something with it, or she's wanting to sell it. So I'm excited to hear more about that.
Yeah.
Because even though we do these lives and we're doing them to, give you guys more knowledge to be able to go make informed decisions, I learned things too. Like I did not know Kroger's and Albertsons they're gonna merge.
They're trying. Yeah, they're trying. But yeah. Well, and I love this business. I learn stuff every week. And,
every day.
I had some meetings today where we were both learning from each other because the market is so big. Hey, what are you hearing? What am I hearing? And I thought something else. And so it's just fascinating business. I love it.
Yeah. It makes you constantly stay on your toes. It makes you constantly be a student of life. I'll tell you that. So
you sleep very well at night because you're exhausted.
Yes.
You're not moving.
Yeah, I'm already exhausted. So, but thank you, David. I appreciate you. I can't wait to have you come back on next month.
Thank you.
Of course. And if you have any questions about commercial, or you want us to talk about a topic, please DM us, private message us. Like he said, he's on LinkedIn and Instagram. I'm on all the platforms. Let us know, comment below, because that's the only way we can serve you and give you more value that you need. So thank y'all. And until next time, see you next Monday.
All right. Thank you, Keyra. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.